Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Duggan, and I'm here with the one and only Jared Petty.
The one, the only. There may be another, actually.
There probably is another Jared Petty, knowing how many people there are on planet Earth, but we're not on planet Earth, Jared.
No, we're on another planet, on the continent of Esamir in PlanetSide 2, and we're attacking this big, giant space greenhouse. Well, that's not really what it's called, but it's a big facility.
Yes,
Yeah.
But that is an accurate description.
Yeah.
So we're playing on the PlayStation 4. This game just came out for PlayStation 4.
Yep.
And you and I both have experience with this game, but at least my experience was kind of limited to the start of the PC release.
That's actually around the same time I was playing. I played it pretty extensively. I really like PlanetSide, and I'm happy so far with what I've seen of the PS4 port, now that the servers appear to be working. There was a period of time there you couldn't get in. So PlanetSide 2 is a massive multiplayer first-person shooter, and by massive, we're talking thousands of people at the same time. The potential for huge, gigantic battles is unlike just about any other video game I've ever played.
And the interesting thing about this game is that the combat is, I mean, it is a little bit of some of the nuance of a first-person shooter gameplay is sacrificed, but not very much. It definitely plays like a modern first-person shooter. It definitely does not play like an EVE Online or something where you're sacrificing a large amount of gameplay potential for this massive experience.
No, it's quick, it's twitchy, you can have a lot of things happening at the same time. Now, up here right now in this kind of infiltration where there's actually not all that many people running around.
We've just captured it.
We did.
It's terribly timed on our part.
That's all right.
We can't shoot our friends.
No, don't shoot our friends. Those are our friends. So we're playing Vanu. Why are we playing Vanu?
Because we both like purple.
That's right.
There's a consensus that purple is the best color.
That's right. There are 3 factions in PlanetSide. 3 factions fighting over control of different continents. It's a 3-way. Yeah, you can hit the. That's that big touchpad. We'll give you the map, or that'll give you the map too. And we zoom out here. We're going to look at our one continent. You can zoom out with shoulders. There we go. And you see we're always fighting for control of all of these different waypoints and control points. And gradually, as you gain dominion over the map, your faction gains advantages. Eventually, somebody overwhelms the map, and then the whole thing resets, and it's just sort of this wonderful endless war. Now, what I love about PlanetSide is that potential for these big conflicts, and the fact that because you're drawn to control points constantly and people are kind of pulled in, you end up with these immense, like, mixed armed battles where you have infantry of several different types, all kinds of tanks and armored vehicles and aircraft fighting sometimes by the hundreds.
Speaking of aircraft, I was trying to spawn one, but the console has been destroyed.
No, the console has been destroyed by some nefarious enemy. So you saw the inside of where we are. We're going to pop back down here and take a look at. There we are. So we're playing light assault. So we got them jump jets to soften our landing.
Indeed we do.
Probably how to use them there. Oh, there we are. There's a Sunderer, which is a respawn point slash ATV vehicle slash weapons switch
that was the grenade button is not what I thought it was.
Uh-oh.
In fact, I'm not even sure I have a grenade.
Okay, well that might be part of the problem. Trying to toss a grenade.
Gosh darn.
So there we are. We were slain. We have fallen in battle.
So Jared, first impressions specific to the PlayStation 4, having played it on the PC and liking it, it sounds like on the PC. There's a Terran Republic Sunder, and I'm not equipped to deal with that. So
no, we do not have anti-vehicle weaponry right now. That is not somebody we should be engaging. So we're going to go around and see what else we can find here. You could probably hop to some instant action someplace else. So the fight here appears to have cooled down. So I'll pop up here and see what we can find.
That's through the map.
Through the map right
and
there.
And
the
then I
triangle.
just hold the triangle button for 3, 2, 1, and then we instant action, which is something I enjoy about this because if you're just looking for games like this kind of deter you from an experience of, hey, I want to jump on and play PlanetSide for 20 minutes. That's much more difficult, except instant action lends itself to that nicely.
And here you are dropping, and you can nudge your way into dropping where you want to. So, there you go. You landed, got a little high up, got a little bit of height advantage here. So now we're in a structure that's being fought over by a couple of the factions. You can see flashing spots on the mini-map on the left side there. People are trying to take all the control points there, which enable the Vanu to conquer and hold on to this thing. Right now, we've got it about half taken, it looks like. So yeah, my impressions of this so far on the PS4 have been positive. I think it controls well. Now that the servers work, I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't had too much problem with lag. I've had some lag deaths. I think the experience pacing is working out so far. It is a free-to-play game. I am not a big proponent of most free-to-play models. However, PlanetSide works okay for me, especially since it's less about buying new weapons a lot of the time than weapon upgrades once you pick your class out.
So, as somebody, and I feel like I would be remiss by not. Okay, well, first of all, death is a little bit. When you die, you're like, oh, I've fallen over. It doesn't feel like
chicken
death.
flop. I'm dead.
But
you die quick.
Yeah, you do.
Doesn't take a lot of hits.
No, it does not take a lot at all. And as somebody who is a big fan of PlanetSide 1, The one problem I have with this game's free-to-play model is that I feel like the progression system has kind of been gimped in the sense that, yes, you do unlock these certs, which you cannot pay for, even though you can pay for experience boosts. So in a way, you can pay for them. But, oh, okay.
Oh, looks like you're going to be a gunner in a Sunder.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But my biggest problem was, when you get new guns, they're not all that powerful or interesting.
A lot of them aren't, I really do feel like it's the tweaking and the upgrading that does more. And it's a very gradual system of upgrades. If you want to get out, it's square. Or it was square. There you go.
Yeah, it's
there you go. So there's another Sunder, these little mobile bases we set up here.
Now I kind of want to get in because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
All right, so you're going to get in there and roll around. Yeah, there's not a lot going on out here right now. Where is everybody? But the experience has been positive. The online community, a lot of them appear to be people who may have played the PC game before because they seem to have wrapped their heads around this pretty quickly.
Right.
There's a lot of very specific tactics to PlanetSide. It takes a while to get your bearings. It is so big, you're kind of like, where do I need to go? When in doubt, just instant action your way in. But later on, learn to join squads, coordinate with other people, and you're going to find your experience greatly enriched. The first time you hop into an armored convoy of 100 tanks, 20 supporting aircraft, troop carriers, and then you just go from base to base rolling over the enemy, it's a pretty fantastic experience.
It is. It's definitely hey buddy, I'm your friend.
that tank has decided you should die, and that's weird. He's griefing you. Yeah. So there's a bad experience.
That's okay. Griefing is a good experience for the people who are doing it, I guess.
Yes, I guess. But the game does penalize griefers pretty quickly, though. I'm not sure he knows your boundaries. That may be a new guy.
Yeah, it may just be a new guy. Especially, so there are subtle ways to grief in this game, specifically in the warp gates. You can kind of... I used to fly a scythe quite a bit. And I would...
aircraft.
You know, if there was a big galaxy, I might try pinning it down so it couldn't launch. And
surely not. Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. Guys? At some point, also with this game, I think it should be stated that it's a huge plus that you jump into a faction where you have a bunch of friends, unless they shoot you like that guy did, and that you can go and raid these bases and do these things. He's a friendly. Yeah. But that's just a tank.
Got a capture point 100 meters away over there. Got 50 right here. Okay, so there's.
But it's a double-edged sword because then eventually you find yourself assaulting the same locations, and yes, it's emergent, but. Getting that sense of there's a guy. Let's see if I can get a kill. That would be really nice.
Yeah, let's see if we can find some manner of actual large conflict here. Usually in PlanetSide, not too hard to find people killing each other. But oh, that's heavy. Yeah, he's a heavy with his force field on. We ran right into it.
So you find yourself. Yes, it's a different experience every time, but a lot of the experiences end up being kind of similar. And one of the reasons I kind of stopped playing was because I didn't feel the progression system was giving me too much, and then also I felt as though I was doing these same base assaults kind of endlessly, which is the point of the game. And there is an awesome element to okay, this is not an instanced map. This is not 64 versus 64. This is true open world combat. And the things I really didn't have a problem with that I thought I would, I thought it would be a big Zerg fest.
No,
you can
really
kind
not.
of be very tactical, which is super fun.
Absolutely. Sometimes just the joy of trying new things. In all that open space, the temptation to sweep around and try something from a different direction. It's a lot of fun. I also like playing around with the classes. I didn't have as much trouble with repetition. Yeah, there are repetitive spots, even though there's literally hundreds of locations on each of the continents to fight over. I liked switching between classes and trying new stuff enough. I think if you're a perfectionist, this game might be harder for you. But I mean, between playing around as a heavy or a light assault, as an engineer, as a medic, the fact that you can gain so much experience in support roles in this game, it's like an MMO in that. If you are not the best FPS player in the world, there's a lot to do in PlanetSide anyway, because serving as an engineer or a vehicle pilot or a medic is ridiculously helpful in team tactics.
There's a whole logistical element to getting your troops where they need to be.
Yeah, exactly, and tremendous amounts of XP can be gained from that too. And of course the air support stuff is just fun. Flying the fighters. There's not a lot of aircraft on the online servers here that I've seen yet because people are still...
It is pretty new, so everything's reset, right? It's not, you can't transfer your PC.
I haven't had any luck with it anyway. Again, the servers barely worked until today. So,
all right.
So we'll
for those of you who are looking to play this on the PS4 because you're waiting for other shooters, or you're just looking for a massive experience, I think it's worth it, and I would recommend jumping into an aircraft as quickly as possible, because especially when nobody has a lot of anti-aircraft certs or things unlocked, they're a little bit OP.
They are early on.
Very fun to get air-to-ground missiles.
Once you've got a feel for the flying. Oh, Oh no! What a terrible
Nay.
time to run out of bullets.
Yep.
And again, we are playing the bottom tier. We haven't done any upgrades at all to our character here. So yeah,
Why don't we actually just jump into the upgrading system and just show
it
how
off
it
a little?
works?
Absolutely.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
To the upgrading system. All right.
Right.
So here.
So we have our class loadout.
Right. So right now, this is all that we have. We're at a light assault. We can switch between.
So here are all these different guns. That being like, and again, one of my biggest gripes, except with, I forget what it's called. The majority of the guns feel and behave very similarly, which was a big turnoff for me because when you work your way towards an upgrade and you get, like, for the TR, you get this minigun, you expect it to be totally badass or at least good at something. It just felt like another assault rifle.
No, where I found great success, like I said, was in tweaking the gun you already had or tweaking the weapons you already had. Pick a weapon and then just start customizing it. Reduce the recoil, add an IR sensor, and suddenly they became much more effective over time.
The vehicles, on the other hand, have a much better vertical progression.
Yeah,
the difference between a new player Sunderer and an expert Sunderer
is tremendous.
Tremendous. And I kind of wish that was reflected in the infantry combat.
Yeah, and I think it is a little more than it was too. I mean, they have done some tweaking to this game. Things have changed quite a bit.
Tanks are very fun. But again, the juice of it for me was the aircraft on the PC. And actually, I just used the mouse and keyboard and had tremendous success there.
Oh, with aircraft?
Yeah.
No, I liked using mouse and keyboard controls for my aircraft as well. I really did. But you can customize and upgrade it all kinds of. And again, it's not just combat aircraft. Just being one of the guys that carries a heavy transport up and drops a bunch of dudes.
The Galaxy
changes the balance of the game by dropping guys in the middle of a base that otherwise wouldn't even be assaultable from that angle. It's really rad to watch them. It's one of the best experiences of PlanetSide is when you and your friends, usually a small squad, swing the course of a giant battle. When you do something and watch the momentum
you can
change.
actually do because the way that spawns work, especially if the people you're fighting are on the assault and you're on the defense, you can find the Sunderers, you can find the Galaxies, which are the enemy's spawn points, and you can disable them. And it's hugely effective, and you definitely feel like you were a difference maker in that fight. That being said, besides just the raw juice, I guess, of doing that, it's not really reflected in the progression, and I don't know. I think what ended my PlanetSide experience, which was a very positive experience overall, was just I didn't feel as though I was going anywhere. I think you can join an outfit and become very pro at the game, but you find yourself like stomping over and over, or at least that was my experience. But for the PlayStation 4, I feel like this would be an awesome experience to try, especially if you're not a huge PC guy.
Yeah, like, that's kind of where I fall. This is one of the best free games I've played, on modern consoles, and it's or on this generation. Again, I'm talking about the PC port here. I haven't played enough of the PS4 to speak authoritatively.
Spawn a vehicle.
But the PC version, it's one of the best free games I've had an opportunity to play in a long time. And since it's free, there's some aircraft chasing going on right now over there. Since it's free, try it, and try it for a while, because that's the problem. Your first
never go on the vehicle spawn point. Rookie mistake there. But
I just walked right in. Take some time, give it a try, and give yourself some time to learn. That's the other thing about PlanetSide is it is not just like every other FPS you've ever played. It does take a while to figure out what you're doing, what you're up to. Okay, so let's see. There's your vehicle spawn. You interact with square. Yeah, do you want to use a rookie Sunder? There you go. Oh, you got an ATV. Okay.
Yes.
Ah, yes. Unupgraded ATV. That camera will make your brain hurt.
Yes, it will.
Right,
I've changed seats.
Yeah, there you go. It is fun to have somebody ride along
so it's not. I would assume that it was controlled by the trigger for gas, but actually you just push forward on the stick.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
You can customize
I feel about
this.
It, but yeah.
You can customize some controls for different vehicles and stuff.
And they have added content to it post-launch. Let's see if I can pull one of these epic maneuvers.
Oh yeah, I added a whole continent. Oh, there we go. So now you're in the metal. Yeah, and you are going to die so bad right now. Yeah.
So I guess you have to hold square.
I'm
not sure how I feel again about having to hold square to get out of a vehicle, since like the times when you want to exit your vehicle are pretty instantaneous.
Yeah.
Like my plane is on fire. I want to get out.
Well, again,
now.
there's a lot of pre-planning that goes into this game. You get out quickly, and it doesn't let you eject right away. You're like, oh crap, I've got to anticipate.
Yeah. So I would if you want to try this game for the PS4, I would approach it with an open mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't judge it in the first 20 minutes or so.
I wouldn't judge it in the first 20 hours or so. I kind of feel like it takes a while to get into PlanetSide.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of have to figure out what you want your role to be, whether it be logistical in nature or combative.
And even in competitive, you got to decide, you know, because light assaults are great for getting around force fields. Heavy assaults are great for taking down vehicles. Infiltrators are great for getting in and just screwing with the enemy and sniping. You know,
and you can be anti-air, anti-vehicle, anti-infantry
within those, right? Yeah. And
so there are a lot of options for different gameplay, and more than anything else, I guess I just want like this is the sole submission to this genre of massive open world first person shooter.
Yeah,
there is no other game like it besides PlanetSide 1. So if for no other reason, I think you should check it out.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
it's fun. Give it a try, guys.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add on to this? Or?
No, the only thing I'd like to add on is for all things PlanetSide 2 first person shooter and Jared Petty related.
Except for all those other Jared Pettys in the world.
Yes. Not those, but this one, the best one. Keep it right here on IGN.